I got a list of 3 waiver wire targets that you need to focus on in week 9 to make sure you are uplifting your entire roster. These are players that you can go out there, spend a lot of fab on to get them on your team, because they can set a really big precedent for your overall team of success throughout the rest of the season. The first guy we're going to talk about here is Cedric Tillman. Now he's coming along now 2 weeks in a row, now the #1 wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns. Now that Amari Cooper is gone, he is the man for this team, and he's showing out week in and week out as of right now. First 2 weeks, Jameis Winston really targeting this guy. Let's just look at what he did last week. And he ended up with, against the Ravens, 7 receptions, 99 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He's had a 22% target share thus far into this season, right? I mean, just look at last week at what he was able to do, even towards the end of the game, catching that touchdown at the end of the game. I mean, he is relied upon. He's a big, nice target. I remember even scouting him coming out into college, thought he was a really good prospect. He was just kind of behind a lot of names thus far, and he was kind of getting held back by Deshaun Watson. Now really getting unlocked with Jameis Winston, a quarterback who likes to throw the football, who really doesn't worry about making a lot of mistakes, and that's going to put a lot of his receivers in a lot of competition, right? I mean, you look at things like Jerry Jeudy, you know, you've got Njoku over there at the tight end position. You got Rondale Moore there as well. There's a lot, not Rondale Moore. You got the other Moore. What's his name? I can't think of his name, but you got a lot of these guys out there that's doing some things, right? I mean, Cedric Tillman is somebody that can make huge dividends for you coming throughout the latter end of the season. He's a #1 wide receiver, putting up a lot of fantasy points. And I'm telling you, if it keeps going like this, you're going to look at easily a top 24 wide receiver that you can get off the waiver wire. Put a lot of fab on it. Cedric Tillman's somebody you need to go get. Coming here, the next guy I want to talk about is Mike Gesicki, right? He was able to do a lot, probably because T. Higgins was out there, right? When T. Higgins is playing, Mike Gesicki really doesn't do too much. But like I told you guys at the beginning of the season, T. Higgins is a stay away for me. This is his last year in Cincinnati, and anytime he has any kind of nicking injury, he's going to be sitting out just like he did this week. And what happens when T. Higgins sitting out? Well, now you got Mike Gesicki, a tight end that can provide some nice fantasy points, was able to do really good. Just look at what he was able to do last week against the Eagles. 7 receptions, 73 yards, didn't have a touchdown, but he also had a 22% target share in that game. It seemed like every time you looked up, they were throwing him the football. Yeah, you still got Jamar Chase out there, you still got Yoshi Voss, but you know what? Mike Gesicki is starting to provide to be a very good fantasy tight end when T. Higgins isn't into the lineup. So if you're looking for a tight end position in a tight end world that not a lot of things are happening right now, I mean, the Sam Laportas and the Mark Andrews, all these guys that you may have drafted a little bit earlier are not really providing any fantasy value for you. Mike Gesicki could be somebody you can go out there and target, grab yourself on here, and anytime you see T. Higgins not into the lineup, which I project probably going to be a lot more towards the end of the season, I think Mike Gesicki could be a game changer and even a league winner towards the end of this season. I like myself some Mike Gesicki. I'd go out there and put a nice bit of fab on him. Not as much as Cedric Tillman, but I would still put a nice bit of fab on Mike Gesicki just to get him on your roster if you are in need of a tight end. Now, the last guy out of the 3 waiver wire targets that I want to talk about here is Jameis Winston. This is a quarterback that really took over for Deshaun Watson, and man, he is looking good. He came in, he did pretty good, you know, taking over for, you know, when it was Dorian Thompson, and then it was Watson. All of them got hurt out of the game. He played a little bit, did really well. Now he had the full game to show what he was able to do against this Ravens team, and man, he lit these guys up on fire. Over 300 yards. Just look what he did against the Ravens. We're saying 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a 66% completion percentage. He could be a league winner this year. I'm telling you guys, Jameis Winston, he is a good quarterback. He's a highly touted coming out of college at the University of Florida State, went over to the Buccaneers. He may have had vision problems, right? That's what he was talking about. Well, it doesn't look like he has any vision problems anymore. After the Buccaneers, he went over to the New Orleans Saints, learned behind Drew Brees on how to really truly be a professional, and now he's getting another kind of gleam or another glimpse of light over there with the Cleveland Browns, taking over. Could be the starter for the next several years for the Cleveland Browns, kind of giving a little bit of a cushion right now, and he's proven to be some really good talent out there and providing some fantasy value, right? So, and David Njoku now making him a relevant tight end. Cedric Tillman out of nowhere. Jerry Jeudy had a nice game last week. There's a lot of things that can be positive for Jameis Winston. So if you're in need of a quarterback, maybe your quarterback got hurt or not performing the way you wanted to, go out there and spend some fab on Jameis Winston. He can provide really, really good for you and have a really solid fantasy week for you. And he could even finish out the season as a pretty good quarterback for you. I mean, you could do a lot worse, right? If you went over there and you took a stab at, you know, Will Levis or somebody like that, go get yourself some Jameis Winston. You'll be happy that you did, guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit a subscribe button, leave a comment down below. Are any of these guys that I talked about today, are you guys going out there and trying to target yourself for your fantasy roster? And if there's another waiver wire target that you guys are looking forward to, let me know down below. I love to go back and forth with you guys. But look, we're rocking out multiple videos each and every week to help you best set the best lineup possible. I ultimately want you guys to win a championship, guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button yet again. It really helps out the channel, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.